4.5 out of 8. I'm feeling good. I'm like, cool, perfect. 4.5 out of 8. That's not bad. I'm like right over 50% here. So I'm feeling good. That's like pretty good. You know, so I need one more point to 5.5 to tie my performance in Chicago Open. The world is much stronger because you have people coming from all over the world to play in this tournament. Grandmasters, it was about 50 Grandmasters there. So first top 50 was all GMs. So I'm playing in the open section. It's very tough competition. 5.5 will be a great score for me. So I'm playing round 9, and this guy's name is Matthew Pluckett. Matthew Pluckett. Strong player. He is a national master. His rating plummeted, I think. He used to be over 2,300 USCF. Now he was like, in this rating, he was like 2260, 2270, something like that. But very strong player. I got the white pieces here. He got the black pieces. So today's theme is that's not a move. First off, let me put it in the chat just in case you want to know what that looks like and understand what's about to go on. That's not a move. So we're going to go through it and I'm going to show you. Am I the only one that thinks the knight's facing towards the center? He's going to pick you all the way up to the first place trophy, right? So let's check this out, guys. Let's go. So E4, my usual. E4. My usual now is something different. I am changing up just to expand my horizon as a chess player and as a Jedi. I am playing different things. I am still playing E4, but different things. So now, E4, he goes C5. What do you think I play here, guys? What do you think I play? E4, C5. What does Canty do? D4 from Zane. Did you pluck him, says Double D. Nice. First class says C3. Banatore says C3. That's correct. Everyone knows that I love, I'm just an advocate for the C3 Sicilian. I have a course coming out on this soon. But the C3 Sicilian, boom, there it is. I go C3. He goes knight F6. Okay. Easy. Knight F6. I go E5. What's up, Mickey? Dead guys in the building. Let's go. Knight F6. I go E5 so he can push on the knight. He goes knight D5. Honestly, this is simple basic theory here. I go D4. Pawn takes. Pawn takes. I have a nice center here. Very nice center. And I'm just controlling the center in a way. I like this because I get a lot of play. And I always able to aim quickly if I'm able to. So watch this. He goes D6. This is a move. It happens. I go knight to F3. Because he wants to attack this center quickly. And he kind of wants me to take it. Not the other way around. So okay, so after knight F3 he goes E6. Now at this point I was like, okay, first off, this is not a move. And this is not the main that's not a move theme of today. But I knew that this is not, it is a move, but it's not the aggressive stuff or the stuff you should be playing. Especially against a Jedi like myself who plays aggressive chess. I know that when I saw this move, I was like, you about to have a bad game. Why do you think that I said this? He played E6 and I'm like, that's not a move. Why is E6 not a move, guys? It's so simple. But what do you think? Why did I come to this drastic judgment? Bishop is blocked from Banatore. Knight to C3, says Omni. Check from Zane. The check does not matter, actually. No matter how I check him, Queen A4, Bishop B5, it don't matter, really. It doesn't matter. Knight to C3, the trade doesn't help as much. I'll play that. It's just it's not good. E6, he blocked in his bishop is correct. Double D nice and Banatore were correct. Now instead of one bishop being blocked, you got two of them being blocked right now. And I'm not going to take this. I will not take this. So you just got two bishops blocked for no reason at all. So I'm like, cool, at this point, I'm basically almost winning. So I'll play Bishop D3 immediately, just aiming. Because I know you're not going this way. I know where your king's going. Because you're not going to sit on the C file. It doesn't make sense. So I'll play Bishop D3 just to sit here and wait. He goes Knight C6. Castle get out the way. He goes Bishop E7. After Bishop E7, I'm like, okay, I know where you're going here. I mean, I'm castled, and when I tell my students all the time, when you castle, it's game time. So I have castled. I'm about to go for his king here, but there's a way you have to do it, or you're gonna have trades, and trades are not going to help the player that's trying to attack, or also the player that has these kind of pawns. So you need to be very careful. So what does white play here? Love an analysis video, James. Thanks for sharing these games. I learned a lot. Thank you so much, John Davis, the man himself. Thanks so much, big fella. Appreciate you, bro. Yes, sir. And then after this, guys, we're actually going to have another series of games I'm going to analyze. And we're going to start doing more of these non-stop analysis of videos from other things, other tournaments, even not my own. So, pretty cool. A3, A3, A3 is a thing. A3 is a move. What else? Knight to C3 from Dota. That is a move. What else? A3 followed by Queen E2, H3. Waiting move, maybe A3, Rook F1, Bishop G5 from Derek 23C. Wasn't that a stop just now? It says Wall Star at 95. Rook E1, Dev Dark Bishop. Bishop D2. Man, nobody's saying the move. Nobody has said it. This is, if you play this, if you're going to play this, I want you guys to know the fastest way to do this. I've been playing this for 5-something years, 5-6 years. Now, I've switched up a lot of other things, and I'm playing a different system, just universal and learning different positions. But I play Queen to E2. I always go Queen E2. I always go Queen E2 here. A3, I'm not worried about Knight B4 because I can always get the Bishop here, or I can maneuver around sometimes. If the Knight goes to B4, he also wastes a lot of tempi here. So this is usually just not good. I don't have to go A3. There's certain times you do, but this is not one of them. This is not one of them. So Queen to E2, I go here just to sit here. Rook to D1's coming later. I'm going to go Knight C3 when I'm ready. And I'm ready. I'm just aiming. I am aiming. So here's what happens. If they castle, like he does, I immediately go Knight C3 because I'm setting up a trap. So Knight C3 is Queen E1 too slow. Queen E1 just don't make sense, big fella. It just don't make sense. Rook E1 would rather be here. Queen on E2. Oh, the rook. Yeah, the rook would be better. Knight to C3. He captures. Now, if he goes B6, this is why you go Queen E2. Because after B6, he's already in trouble. After Queen E4, I'm snapping a piece here. You'll be surprised how many masters miss this. How many strong players miss this simple little thing. And why do they go B6? Because the bishop's bad. So they need to go here. So Queen E2 is indirectly setting up that little trap later on. I've been playing this a long time. So Queen E2 is like nice. I always love doing it. I'm not even strong and I missed that, says Zomni Poggers. Nice. Nice. Knight takes C3. Pawn takes. He takes on E5. Pawn takes on E5. Now at this point, I know this. I know the next like 10 moves from here, honestly. I have 2 rooks in the center. The end line ends with this pawn being on G6, a bishop on H6, queen on F4, and a knight coming to G5 after 2 rooks are in the center. I already know this position. Honestly, I'm already won, to be honest, because you're not supposed to play it in this manner. That's why I like the C3 Sicilian so much, because a lot of people don't understand why they're in trouble in this position. Now, there is like only 1 or 2 moves here. He did not make either one of them. But what do you play as black here? Chat, what would you do with the black pieces? If you look at this in hindsight for white, you gotta remember for white, I cannot trade too much because I got too many weaknesses. I got 3 pawn islands in the way. And this one can be defended, but it is not, you know, I gotta stop trading. I gotta actually start attacking. Is H6 bad? Well, H6, oh, absolutely terrible. H6, Queen E4, and it's like resign. After G6, then H6 is going to hang. So that's not a move. Queen to C7, that's one of the main moves. That is correct. Queen C7, I've had many games with Queen C7. And that's how it ends in this line. After Queen C7, it's supposed to go like this. Queen C7, Queen E4, G6, Bishop H6, Rook D8, Rook D1, B6 finally, Rook E1, Bishop B7, Queen here, Rook D5, Bishop here, snap, snap, Rook somewhere or whatever. And a lot of times I just go, not Bishop G5, I'll go Knight G5. Or actually, if they don't take, like sometimes they'll go Rook here. And then I'll end up still having Knight G5 in some cases. But there's a lot of play for white, to say the least. In worst case scenario, I always have H4, H5. So I'm always like winning. Like white's the one calling all the shots here. He didn't do that. He didn't go Queen C7. He goes F5. F5. And when he played F5, it was like, whoa. It was like, you know, look at the board real crazy. Your eyebrows like raised here. And I'm like, what? F5. And I looked around. I looked back at the board. Then I looked in the sky. I looked back at the board. And then I looked at him. And I was like, really? I couldn't believe it. F5. Didn't understand it. Never seen it. And I studied a lot. I studied a lot on this opening. Didn't know. F5 was like, bro, what is this? What is this? So after I play F5, or after he plays F5, what do you think I do with white? EF6, bishop F6, rook D1 says, don't cry wolf. After F5, capture en passant all day, says Mickey Dead Guys. Mandatory says take en passant. It is indeed en passant. Open the G file. I sat here and was like, I mean, I honestly didn't take much time. I didn't take much time because I know that this is my attack. Either I'm going to block it and leave it blocked, or I'm just going to take it and hope for the best. Like, there's no other, you don't even need to know what the next move is. I just had to capture this. Capture, and then after bishop takes F6, I have this wide variety of moves now. Now I got a lot of moves to make. I mean, a lot of moves I can make. A lot. But at this point, if I let him consolidate, or if I let him get his pieces out in enough time, all he's like 3 tempi away, meaning like he got to move his queen off the back rank. His bishop and his rooks got to connect, maybe even 4, because he got to get one to the center. So I got like 4 moves to crush him. If I don't find the 4 moves, he's going to be okay. Or, I mean, he has a weakness here, but I have one too. It could offset each other. It could easily be a draw if I don't play this correctly. Now, with that being said, what does white do now, guys? What does white do? I want you to put on your thinking cap here. Rook E1 is not the move I played. Put on your thinking cap, big fella. Put it on. Where is it? Put it on. Queen E4 says double D nice. That is the obvious. Queen E4. Bishop A3, Rook C1. So I'm 1700 says something. Oh, man. Bishop A3, Rook C1. Right, yeah. Queen E4. Rook to D1. Rook D1 says solo. Queen E3 from Noskoth. What's up, Soul to Go in the building? Welcome to the stream. Shout out to Soul to Go. He makes all the emotes. So shout out to him. He's in his chat right now. Rook to D1. He says Soul to Go says Rook 2 D2? R2 D2. Oh wow. I just got that. Just got that. I lost that gap years ago. What's up, Lorgan? Bishop C4, Queen C2 from Zomni. That's nice. Bishop A3, I mean. Worried. Here we go, guys. Here we go. So shout out to, first off, Zomni and Dark Hall. And also there's another person that said it too. Benetore. Bishop A3 is what I did first. I played Bishop A3. Shout out to you too, Derek. Bishop A3. Why did I go Bishop A3? Notice this. I'm a Jedi. I think ahead. I think ahead. I always know the next move before they know their next move. So Bishop A3. I play here. This is the idea. If I'm able to attack his king in a way, first off, I'm hitting this with tempo. Makes sense. I'm hitting the rook with tempo. I'm developing a piece. It's a great move. Now, after his rook moves, because he needs to, he got to move it or I'm just going to win the material. Then I know that his king cannot go this way. I know that I have just literally cut off one of the king's escape routes. The dark square here. So all he has is really the corner over here. So if I'm able to make something happen, he can't run over here. So now, watch this. He goes here. Boom, rook E8. And then shout out to you, Zomni, for putting Queen C2 on the board. Because that's what I did. If you go Queen E4 with this battery, it doesn't work. Because G6, he's okay temporarily. Maybe you can still break through. Honestly, it might be a slow grind. H4, H5. You could get an attack off easily. White's the preferred. But Queen to C2 was much better. Queen to C2, hitting this pawn. Because there's 2 ways. There's only 2 ways you can go here, big fella. And he chose not. Actually, there's 3. There's like, you know, like walk off the deep end, meaning like just walk off slowly off the deep end. There's one where it's just like, you know, hop off the deep end. And then there's one that he played where you just jump straight off the deep end. That's what he did. But it's a process in here. So there's a few of them. So if he like walks off the deep end here, like just slowly walks off, with h6. I'm gonna go bishop g6, and I'm just up material. I just win a rook. I win in exchange. I might not even take this, honestly, because the bishops is dominating the position. I almost thought at this point too, I was like, this diagonal is so bad after h6 is so bad that I might even be able to go queen e2, queen e4 and go over to h7, because the diagonal is so bad. I might be able to get away with this. Is this the last round? Yeah, this is the last round. I'm like, I need to win. And I'm like, shoot, this how we doing it? Okay, I'm loving this. I'm loving this, big fella. I'm loving it. So h6, he didn't play. G6, what's wrong with G6? What's wrong with G6, chat? What's wrong with it? Can you do it? Because we all know what we're thinking right now. Is it going to work is the question. Can you find the quiet connector, is what they call it for one of my favorite tactic books. Yep, Sacktown, absolutely. But can you find the quiet connector? My students out there that have that book that we study, that's what that is. So after king h8, what do? What do you do now? You got this position. Oh man, I sacked a piece on him. Now what? Because you got to follow up. You don't follow up. It's like, you know, basketball. You made the sweet move. You crossed them, made them fall, moved here, did that, did a backflip in the air, and then shot the ball and just bricked it, air ball. Like, you did all that for nothing at all. Rook to d1. Rook to d1. Rook to d1. That's right. Rook to d1 is a move, and also rook e1 is the engine preferred recommendation. That was my first choice too, actually. Rook e1 is the engine recommendation, and why I chose this one is because I didn't want anything. I want to be precise, and rook e1 is better because it's more precise, because I'm ready to rook lift immediately, and then I have threats around the king, more threats around the king. So that was my idea. Rook e1 was better, but rook e1 was better than rook to d1. But notice this: what is wrong with the position? His queen is overloaded. The queen has to defend the rook at all times, and you also have to defend his bishop too. And if the bishop moves, then I have knight g5 in most cases. It's just ugly. It's real ugly. You can go bad in seconds, in a millisecond. And you think wrong, you breathe wrong, you blink wrong. It's just over in every position here. It's pretty tough. So he didn't play g6. So he thought a long time. A long time. And because I'm prepared a lot of times, I like to use my energy not at the board, sitting there calculating the entire time. I'll get up and walk away, so I have more energy when I come back, so I'm not always at the board the entire time. So I was probably walking around for 40 minutes, honestly. Just walking around, looked at my board. He didn't move yet. Okay, back to looking at everybody else. Oh, is he ready to get this work now? Okay, nope. All right, is it my move? I'm ready to beat him. And it took 40 minutes. But here he came up with queen a5. This is the move he made. Boom. He actually played, no, he played queen a5. This is where he went. Queen a5, he just let me take the pawn. I didn't think about the next move. I knew I had to take on h7 first. So it saves you time when you know you have to do something. So then after I took, this is where I started to think. Bishop takes h7 check, king h8. Now this is the hard part. This is the hard part. And that's not a move. The part for the theme for today happened after f5. It happened when he played f5. Now we're showing you the after effect of why that's just not a move. But what do you do now with white here? I showed this to a few of my students actually on how you use imagination. How do you use imagination to checkmate this king? You know you're winning. You know you're winning, but here's the problem with a lot of people, that when you're winning, you don't know how to close it. How do you close it? You need to have imagination. Imagination. Queen to g6 I thought about. I did. But I think the problem with queen to g6 is he can just start taking stuff and run away. As weird as it is. I think queen g6, I think he just start taking stuff. But let me see what the engine does actually. Yeah, queen g6 is actually not even in a moves there. Queen g6 does not work. Apparently. The engine is first three moves, not even close to queen moves. And I figured for here it wasn't clear. If it's not clear, I usually don't like to do it too much. I'm actually going, Chess and Balances says, but why? Absolutely, I want to see too as well. Let's check it out together. Queen to g6. Let's see what the eval says. After this is equal. It's equal. I figured this was equal. What's funny is I was like, I wonder, because this is the first thing I thought was queen g6. for queen h5 and try to mate him or something. I'm also hitting his rook. I also noticed that if I go queen g6, I can't play queen h5, guys. So if I'm going queen h6, if I go queen g6, what's my follow-up move? You got to ask yourself that. What's your follow-up move if I go queen g6? What if he go bishop d7? Then what do I do? You need to follow up. A good one. A good one here. Because nothing's hanging for white and black anymore. Weird as this is, it's almost like I need to move my queen to get this bishop out. This was not fun. I mean, honestly, this was not that fun. Queen g6 looked good. Bishop d6 legit. Yeah, but then why is my queen all, I'm not moving any, I'm not making progress. I am not making progress. And if you're not making progress, then you're degressing. So I'm not making progress. So bishop takes h7 check, king h8. So what's another move here? Queen g6 is not a move. Is bishop d6 legit? You know what's funny, Zomni? It's actually right now. I play bishop d6 right now. Right now. That's the move I play right now. And I played it because my bishop's hanging on a3. It's just hanging. Like, what I'm going to do? Well, it's just hanging. So I just put it here because I wanted to keep this king at bay. I also want to be able to, develop this. Defend this too. Here's the thing. Remember, I told you guys about imagination. What I mean by imagination is like I need to have a few pieces to attack. Is bishop b2 not a move? It is a move. But why would I put my bishop on b2, blocked by a pawn, defending it, when I can have it on d6? Yeah, he can get his pawn back. But realistically, I don't care about this pawn. I'm trying to mate him. So what I want actually my pieces to be like this. In an ideal world, I want my pieces to be like this. So I can start mating him. Because I'm only really attacking with this bishop and halfway to queen. Because if it was flipped in reverse, it'd be better. It'd be better, of course, because it's mate. The queen's leading. But because the bishop's leading, it's nothing going on. So I need to reroute everything. Can we somehow sacrifice the dark square bishop to gain a move to attack and just leave it there? Something similar, because this is pretty solid. I can't break this right now. I'll show you what happens. Zomni says queen g6. Yeah, queen g6 don't work. Queen g6, you have to have intention afterwards. Queen g6 is a one-trick move. Queen g6, bishop d7. He develops, he defends. I can't go queen h5. This is hanging. It's not a move. Queen e4 is the same thing. If I go queen e4, what's my next move? I can give you two moves for white right now. If you go queen e4 and give you another move afterwards, you still don't have a mate threat. Queen here and queen where? Queen h4, you just jumped off the deep end, big fella. Don't do it. Not this one. We did that in round 3. That's on YouTube, where we jumped off the deep end after making the move. Went up to the highest floor, jumped right off. Absolutely. But not this game. Queen e4, queen h4 is just not a thing. So, again, I have nowhere to go. Nowhere to go in these lines. So, what did I do? What did I do? First off, what did he do? I played bishop d6. He went rook to d8. So, I already showed you the arrows, what I wanted to do. I wanted to go like this. So, what did I do? Easy. Rook d1. Perfect. Thanks, bro. Why didn't you bring your parachute in game 3? You know what? I forgot. I just forgot. Never again. So rook to d1, he plays bishop d7. This analysis is 10 out of 10. That's right, Vercingetorix. Let's go. So, bishop d7. Bishop d7, and then after bishop d7, we have bishop e4. So I finally got this bishop all the way over to e4. I finally got him here. Finally. But I have to reroute. I still have work to do because my bishop has done his job. We need something else to do. Queen takes c3. Queen e2. I'm finally starting to reset. Finally starting to reroute. Now check this. Bishop to e8. And what's happening after bishop e8? What do you play as white now? Bishop b1, rook d3, rook d3, rook d3, knight g5, rook d3. Here's where we started. Here's where we started. Bishop b1 first. First, here's the idea. Because let's say for whatever reason, rook d3 is just not working yet. If it doesn't work, I want to be able to lead with my queen on h7. I want to be able to lead with it. And if he's like stops this threat, I still keep rook d3 alive. And it's actually working better this way because the bishop is not hindering my operations. So I can go queen e4 and rook d3. Because the bishop is still doing the same thing it was doing on e4 that it is on b1. Long range sniper, snake in the grass, that's what we call it. It does the same thing. A lot of times I love to do this in a c3 Sicilian or bishop d3 openings where I put a bishop here and attack on h7. I love putting it back here on b1. Absolutely. It just sits here and you forget that it's there a lot of times. Watch this. Bishop f7. Oh my goodness, the beauty here. Here he goes, bishop f7. Rook d3. He plays queen a5. Queen a5, big fella. White to move. White to move. White to move. I made this move. And then I got up and I flexed. And held my arm in the air and just looked at him. After I made this move. 95 says don't cry wolf. Queen e4 says Banatore. Restatore, yeah. I played this move and I just flexed and stared at him until he made his move. Knight g5, 95, queen e4, bishop e7. Queen c2. 95 from Derek. K5 meaning knight. Knight e5 is the move I made here, guys. I played knight e5 and I was like, let's go. Let's go, bro. Are you ready for this? Right now. My lightsaber is hot and ready. I am turned up after this move. Knight to e5, big fella. Flex and maintain eye contact, says Vercingetorix. Yep. Flexing so hard right now. Every muscle just flexing. Knight e5, staring at him all hard, tensing up. Real hard. Flex real hard, just staring at him. Did you really hold your arm in the air? No, I didn't, Mr. Rio 52. Didn't. It's just it's too quiet and stuff, and it's too many people around. Can't do that. But you can show facial expressions and stuff. But 95, knight g5, I think he can just take it. Honestly, queen takes g5 and he's fine. So I go knight to e5, guys. Held his lightsaber in air. That's right, bet. That's right, big fella. Rook takes d6, knight takes f7. I know. His only move is king g8, which that just postpones everything. King g8 is just, I'm going to lose later, basically. I'm going to lose a lot later, is what king g8 is. But he took on e5. He took on e5, and I was like, oh my goodness, it's about to go down. It's about to go down. And I'm like looking at everybody like, everybody see this, right? Y'all watching this? Everybody watching this? Hold on. Hold on to your hats, everybody. Y'all watching at home? Everybody at home? Hello. Hey, watch this. It's about to go down. Because, of course, I had my little pad thing that they give you, the little iPad thing, where you can record your moves here. And everyone at home can watch it. So I'm like, oh, shoot. I got to get this one right on the iPad. Hold on. So, rook h3 check. That's right. Rook h3 is first, big fella. First. King g8. And now you see how beautiful placed this bishop is, right? Bishop a3. I was like, yeah, maybe one day this might help out. And it actually did. It actually did, because the king cannot run to f8. Don't Cry Wolf says bishop h7. That is correct. King h8. And then what, guys? And now what's the follow-up? White to move here. Were you using a Monroy game recorder? No, I was using the it's called ChessCast. ChessCast. CCA has them where they're like big iPads like this. They give them out at the tournament tournament directors give them out. If you want to use them, you can just record on it and then they print out your sheet, your annotations like afterwards. It's like really easy for me. I like using it because I don't have to fill nothing out. I just play and make my move on the thing and play. I don't have to focus on anything. So bishop g6 from everyone else. Bishop g6, bishop g6, bishop g7, bishop g6. Yep, I play bishop g6. King g8, rook h8, can't you? Says Lorgan. That's right. I honestly don't see a mate here. Look at this, guys. The surprise move on the board, rook h8. It's one of those, boom, and everybody just flew out back in the chairs and stuff. And then it was just a rumble and an earthquake after rook h8. Boom! Oh my goodness. Whoa, no he didn't. Yes, it just happened. What? Yep, and then it just, rook h8 check. Beautiful move. It was so great. It feels so good to be able to do this in round 9, as I'm like, this is 5.5 right here. Make rook h8, and then you just like breathe 5.5. I don't remember any earthquakes in Philly, Canty. Yeah, well, Jeff was there, so he didn't feel the earthquake, but it was definitely there. It was definitely there. But rook h8 check, a king takes, and then queen h5. Boom, check, king g8, queen h7, checkmate. And I was able to do this over the board. Very nice game here. Excellent game. It was one of my favorite C3 Sicilians I've ever played here. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. Do you make videos for ChessBase? I do not. I do not. Chess.com, iChess, everyone else. I haven't done ChessBase yet, though. Start another game. Yep, just start a new one. Double D nice. Correct. It's literally just start a new one here. That's how it goes. Your opponent played it out to me. He actually played it to rook h8. He played it to rook h8 and then he resigned. But bishop takes h7. Let's look at this from the beginning again. Just looking at this e4. If you're just getting here, you want to see how it happened. That was an amazing game. Thanks, bro. Was bishop x f7 also mate? You know what? I think it was. I didn't even consider that. No, he has knight e5. The knight's on e5. Ouch. Yeah, you would have like dropped that. No, but then knight takes f7 and queen h7 still would have been mate anyway. Bishop takes f7 was actually defended. So this is how it went. Takes d6. We have knight f3 and e6. Bishop d3. I was already feeling good here because this bishop is like, it's just a monster. It's the best piece on the board. He didn't oppose it or nothing. Like, there's nothing wrong with my piece. So I'm feeling great everywhere. Knight c6, castles, bishop e7, queen e2. I'm just setting up. I play this all the time. I played this so many times. Castles and knight c3, takes, and now I'm eyeing queen e4 if he goes for b6, bishop e7 setups. I'm just feeling great. Instead of sacking the rook, could you play queen on the h file? No, because he has bishop takes g6. And actually, that's like a dagger. That hurts. That's like, ouch, dang. You just did that. I'll show you in the end, actually. That's why, you know, forcing moves is what works. You have to do forcing moves first. Always calculate those because those will win games. Queen h5 would have been over. So f5. Now after f5, I have to en passant because this bishop is now blocked. So I got en passant. I have to. Bishop takes, bishop a3. I'm hitting the rook. So that's how I got the bishop over here. Then I go queen to c2 is the best move to make, hitting h7. g6. Oh, wait, he didn't play that. I would have sacked, though. But he did go queen a5. Just to make it interesting, I took the pawn. King here, played bishop d6, got out the way. Rook to d1's coming. Rook d8, rook d1, and bishop d7. Bishop e4. He takes. I swing the queen over. I'm already eyeing this kind of idea. Already. So that's why I allowed him to take, and he kind of helped me move my queen over to e2. Bishop back to b1, rook d3. Rook d3, knight e5, big boy move. Oh my goodness, put it in the tactics book. Correct. Knight takes, rook h3, bishop h7. And this is what would have happened. If you go queen h5 right now, it's an error. Like, it's just a fatal error. Queen h5 does not work because bishop takes g6. Queen h8 check, king f7, and he's like winning. I see the queen's trap now. Might as well resign. That would hurt. Only move that does work is rook h8 because you go queen h5 with check. Queen h7 is made. Good games here. Good game. That was World Open round 9. I finished with 5.5 out of 9 points, guys. I was excited here. It was an excellent win. Pushing tight here. You know, if I had the right criteria, it almost could have been a norm if those were everyone else. But it was great stuff, man. I was very satisfied with that. And now I learned a lot from this tournament and things that I implemented to my game now. So that is round 9 of the World Open.